It was getting dark, and the person standing in front of Lu Ming's shop still showed no signs of abating. The last card was gone. He collected his belongings, arranged for those who had not yet been played to come back tomorrow, and prepared to close the door for rest. As soon as he turned around, someone came in. He turned his head, intending to refuse visitors when he met a large tiger. The weak heart was frightened, afraid to sit down on the floor with a pale face. The tiger's owner has just arrived, introducing himself as Chen Shankai, the owner of the edgy chain store. Knowing that he had met a precious guest, Lu Ming happily reached out his hand to capture, no doubt being ignored by the enemy. Although he was talking to Lu Ming, his eyes were fixed on his pet. Returning to the main issue, Chen Shankai offered 100,000 yuan to buy a Fruit Ninja card map. Lu Ming immediately rejected the offer. No lies. Today, the profit has already surpassed the 100,000 price. That money is not worth the effort. This is a price squeeze, not a buyback. Chen Shankai frowned, seeing that the other person did not want to sell. He decided to clarify something. He admitted that Fruit Ninjas were an extremely delicate invention, but the internal construction was quite simple. He can, through the experience's description, redo the card within a day. If you invest more, he can create a similar card within a few hours. By that time, the Fruit Ninja will be full of copycat versions. In the end, the design desk in Lu Ming's hand will no longer be worth 1 yuan, let alone 100,000 yuan. Lu Ming sounded like lightning across his ear. Unexpectedly something like this would happen. He was shocked, bored, and collapsed on the ground in a broken form. Chen Shankai knew that his words had struck a chord with Lu Ming, so he sat down in front of Lu Ming and handed him a business card. He clarified, only giving Lu Ming 2 hours to think. After 2 hours, Lu Ming designed drawings may not be worth 100,000. Seeing the happy stabbing leave, Lu Ming smiled cunningly. He tore the card into small pieces and threw it in a corner. For a big-brained person like Lu Ming, everything is in progress as planned. You wanna fuck me? The door was opened again, this time by Zhang Xiaochu. He ran off and told Lu Ming that he had also just received an offer to buy the illusion for 100,000 yuan from his boss Qian. But he did not buy. Even if he is short of money, he will not betray friends. Contrary to Zhang Xiaochu's expectations, Lu Ming angrily shouted. Are you stupid? If he wants to buy it, you can sell it. It's a pity for 100,000. Zhang Xiaochu was shaken by him. He doesn't know why his friend would want to sell their secrets to someone else. When Lu Ming told him the reason, he found out that the brother Lu only made 300 cards to sell in a day. He knew that there would be a lot of copycat on the market tomorrow. So, he told Zhang Xiaochu to quickly return to sell the illusion to earn a little more for himself. As for why he didn't sell it to Chen Shankai, there was only one answer. The secret of heaven must not be leaked. The next day, following the success of the Fruit Ninja, a series of cards with similar content appeared in turn with all kinds of content. But Lu Ming as the creator of the card is more and more known. The TikTok idols, live streamers with millions of views mention their names, accidentally help Lu Ming promote the image. Some publishers also reported and discussed in depth about Lu Ming's card making skills. But most people think that this is a lucky, blind cat with fried fish, not a super high level. Information about Lu Ming and the legendary one-star card not only reached the ears of business owners, but also flew to dangerous underground organizations. One of them had his eye on Lu Ming. For him, with the lowest card production capacity, the lowest star level cards and the lowest level illusion, can integrate these simple resources. The creation of such a creative thinking card, and it created such a stir. On this side, the beautiful girl timidly slowly removed the shirt buttons, the camera panning to the right angle. At the climax, about to be washed eyes to the place, an ice cream appeared to hide the special feature. Ice cream, let you instantly away from the hot, and icy from the inside to the outside in an instant. Come and taste it. After giving the girl a bite, the director told them to cut it and finish the film. It turned out that Lu Ming stopped doing commercials to make money to his name. For the first time as an actor, the director praised all the words. The money also quickly ran into the account. Looking at the huge number of 500,000, Zhang Xiaochu stunningly rolled both eyes. Be rich, be rich. Brother Lu, this is a great move. Think about the future of advertising to make money. When there is a surplus, put it in the bank to get interest. Lu Ming knew it wasn't possible. It's easy to get famous overnight, but it's hard to keep yourself from sinking. Want to maintain the heat, they need to keep on speculating and creating topics to create the heat. But at the moment, he doesn't have any good ideas, so he went back to studying cards. The two talked for a while and it was time for Zhang Xiaochu to leave. Left alone, Lu Ming wandered along the road, looking up at the strange world in front of him. The debt is paid off. He has nothing more to worry about. There are many things in this world that do not exist in the other world, but there is no difference in essence. The past is gone, now he will begin to experience this new world. Enjoy it here, day by day. A month later, in the dead, arid border area. The young man picked up a corner of the card, then meticulously assessed it. The texture of this fragment is tender and complex, he guessed it was valuable, so he decided to keep it to earn a little money. Lu Ming came home late at night. After saying goodbye to his best friend, he was about to enter the store when he found someone waiting at the door. "Boss Lu, I've been waiting for you a long time." Lu Ming noticed at first glance that this man was nicknamed Shansu, a small bastard in the neighborhood, who often wanders in the wild. In the past, when Xiao Lu Ming was going out, he bumped into him, knocking and blackmailing him. Only the times have changed, it's not easy trying to rob him. "This is the center of the city, you don't be afraid to call the police." Lu Ming calmly said a few words, the person opposite panicked. He said that the purpose of today was not to cause trouble. He has 2 treasures in his hand, he wants to show Lu Ming, and surely this will interest Lu Ming. Looking at the 2 fragments of the card in his hand, Lu Ming knew that this thing had been through battles, broken experiments and other reasons. After the general card is destroyed. Normally after the card is destroyed, its coating effect will also be damaged. Therefore, many card makers will use this to study the lines on the broken cards. Even though these 2 tubes only have one corner of the card, the intricate pattern above him was sure to be worth it. Through the words of Shansu, 2 days ago at the border there was a big battle, many people lost their lives, as well as many damaged cards. He easily picked up a few pieces, so he brought them here to sell. Lu Ming silently calculated in his mind, he can buy this thing for up to 20,000. So it was decided to bid 150 yuan a piece. And thought the enemy would pay the price of asking for more and easily closing the order, harming him while feeling a hole in his heart. Sitting at his desk, Lu Ming searched for the entire session and couldn't crack it. He could not judge the number of stars and the type, what he paid for, but it was no different from discarding things. He is angry, this is like an old man who was cheated by a young boy. He was angry with himself, couldn't resist holding his head and calling himself an idiot. Suddenly, he looked at the fragment and an idea popped into his head. He cut the blank card into a piece that fit snugly into the broken card. Next, glue them together to form a complete card and insert the activator. He didn't know if it worked or not, but if he missed the money, the water was still there. Lu Ming pressed the start button. The space didn't react, as expected, but it still didn't work. Suddenly, there was a voice in someone's ear. He turned his head and saw the people, the 2 eyes opened because of surprise. Oh my god, this thing turned out as a naughty card. He slipped, was pushed to the table by the beautiful girl, and immediately his mind was shaken. Although it was clear in my mind that this was just a mirage, but when his hand touched the flesh once, the blood of his nose erupted emotionally. He closed his eyes, embarrassed, but his mouth murmured to the enemy to come quickly. Lu Ming is stupid, drowns in joy without knowing the person in front of him is preparing to kill him. The blade slowly went up, just at that moment she was about to stab the knife down. Fortunately the illusion disappeared. He still did not know what had just happened, just took care to blame the big thing that had not yet been done, then everything was gone. He saw that there was one more fragment on the table, and the pattern was much more complicated than the previous one. In his head suddenly appeared a dark thought, Lu Cullen, banquet, just like that. Unfortunately, this time he guessed wrong, just press the button, the space changed in an unusual way. His whole body suddenly twisted and quickly fell into a strange illusion. He lay on the ground, not thinking that he would have to experience this feeling. The vision had just been raised, and right in front of him there was a frightfully large 3-eyed serpent grinning at him. Lu Ming was frightened, and hurriedly shouted, "Big boss, this is just a misunderstanding." Not letting him explain in time, the python aggressively rushed forward, he panicked and followed it straight to the sky. He thought this big boss was aiming at him, he didn't expect it to go in a different direction. Lu Ming looked around to see that a black cotton ball was approaching from a distance. The black cat confronted the several times larger serpent and calmly jumped on the enemy. Then it shouted loudly to summon another terrorist. The tiger doesn't roar, so everyone thinks it's Hello Kitty. With this shape, it is easy for a black cat to cut off an opponent's head in just 1 second. The serpent fell to the ground dead in the blink of an eye. Lu Ming was horrified, and before the shock had passed, the cat suddenly jumped back at him.